I'm Hailianna Grace, and welcome to day 24 of Begin Again, your 28-day yoga journey. Today's theme is peace. So whenever you're ready, come and meet me on your mat. To begin in today's class, we'll come down onto our mats, bringing the soles of the feet together. Coming into this butterfly Baddha Konasana shape, you can grab hold of the ankles and gently pull up to create space between the shoulders and the ears. And start to look inwards here, noticing the breath. Noticing how your body is feeling and how you're feeling emotionally today. Breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. Observing and starting to expand the breath. And we'll start to do some circles here, leaning forward with our torso and then leaning towards the right and then behind to the left and forward. Just drawing these circles. Keeping hold of the ankles really helps ground in here. And you can go at whatever pace is serving you today. Maybe super slow, maybe faster. And don't forget your breath here. And we'll start to go the other way, circling in the opposite direction. And when you're ready, you can find stillness, creating length in the spine before bringing your feet together onto the mat and the knees together, and then moving over onto all fours, lengthening our stance, getting set up for down dog, curling the back toes under, deep breath in, and on the exhale, lift the hips high to the sky. Keeping a slight bend in the knees, maybe pedaling out the legs. Starting to warm up the hamstrings pretty much immediately today. Today's class will be working on our hip flexibility. Biceps are in line with the ears. And we're pressing our knuckle side of our hands into the mat. Keeping that bend in the knees so we keep our spine long. And we'll inhale the right leg up and back, keeping the hips squared for a moment before bending in the knee and opening the hip up wide, flexing into that right foot, keeping the shoulders level. And inhale, bring that knee through, step or carry the foot to the spot between the hands. Let the left knee come down onto the mat. Coming into low lunge, your right knee is over the right ankle. And we'll inhale the arms up overhead. And as you exhale, soften the shoulders down the back. Deep breath in. And on the exhale, we'll bring the hands down to frame the foot. And we'll start to sway the hips side to side here. Very gently, very softly. Just kind of getting into this low lunge, feeling how the hip feels. Taking deep, full breaths. And And in today's class, our theme is peace. So we can think of this affirmation: there is peace within me. There is peace within me. There is peace within me. Bring the palms flat onto the mat, curling the left toes under, and step this right foot back to meet the left, coming into plank pose, lowering the hips slightly, shift your weight forward and lower down onto your belly, lowering the knees first or lowering down in one straight line. Untucking the toes, pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, kneecaps lift. Inhale, baby cobra, heart and hands up. Exhale, lower. Really pressing into the feet. Inhale, rise up. Shoulders are gliding down the back. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. And exhale, let it go. Curl the back toes under. Press yourself up into downward facing dog again. Inhale the left leg straight up high to the sky, keeping the hips squared for a moment, and then bend the knee, open the hip, keeping the shoulders level, kicking that left knee up high as if it's facing straight up towards the sky. And on the exhale, step or carry the foot through to the spot between the hands, lower the right knee down, untucking the toes, left knee over left ankle, inhale, arms up, sinking into this Anjaneyasana low lunge on the other side. Exhale, softening the shoulders. Inhale. And exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Really sinking here, maybe lengthen the stance a little bit. And start to softly, gently sway side to side. Thinking of our theme again, if there's a lot of tension in the hips here. There is peace within me. There is peace within me. There is peace within me. Take one more final full breath in this pose. Now bring hands flat on the mat, curl the right toes under, and step the left foot back to meet the right, lowering down in one straight line from this plank pose or lowering the knees first. Inhale, one cobra. Palms are in line with the ribs. Inhale, rise up, squeezing the elbows towards the ribs. And exhale, lower. Curl the back toes under. Lift your hips high to the sky, coming into downward facing dog. Three full breaths here, settling in before we move on. Inhale the right leg straight up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip for a moment. And exhale, bring the foot to the outside of that right palm. Stepping or carrying it. Bringing the right heel to slant inwards and the right toes to face outside of the mat. And on the exhale, let the left knee come down onto the mat, untucking the back toes, finding this lizard pose. Palms are flat. And you can sway side to side here like we did in that low lunge. And you can notice if this feels a lot deeper, if it feels harder, if it feels easier than that low lunge. And with your breath, inhale, filling the belly, feeling the ribs widen. On your exhale, feel yourself soften, releasing the tension wherever you're feeling it. And we'll keep this left palm planted. Inhale, bend in the back left knee and reach back with the right palm. Grab hold of that left foot and pull with your hand towards the glute while energetically kicking the left foot into the palm. Getting this nice quad stretch and strengthening here. Maybe gaze up towards the sky, deep breath. One more full breath here. And release it. And you can curl the left toes under and lift your back knee up, and maybe you stay here up on the palms for a few more breaths in this lizard pose, or maybe you come down onto your forearms. Just breathing into the hips now, letting go of that tension. Inhale, come up onto your palms if you aren't already, and step that right foot back to meet the left. Pedaling out the legs a moment. Inhale, shift your weight forward, plank pose. Exhale all the way down to the belly. Inhale, one cobra, pressing into the tops of the feet. Inhale up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, press yourself up. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip for a moment. And on your exhale, step that left foot to the outside of that left palm. Heel is on the mat, toes are off. Let the right knee come down, untucking the toes. And we'll just sway here for a moment, going side to side. Maybe notice if this side is feeling a bit different than the right side did. Just really breathing into this, and maybe thinking of our affirmation and our theme for today. There is peace within me. And maybe you say that out loud to yourself, maybe you whisper it, or just think it, knowing that it is true. On your next in-breath, bend into that back right knee and reach the left hand back to grab hold of that foot, pressing that foot into the left palm, and the left palm squeezes that foot towards you. Deep breaths here. Exhale, release that back foot. Curl the back toes under and lift the right knee up off the mat, staying strong and straight in that back right leg. And you can stay here up on the palms or the fingertips, or maybe you lower down onto your forearms. Wherever you are, just breathing into this pose, breathing into the hips. There is peace within me. There is peace within me. There is peace within me. As you're ready, come up onto your palms if you aren't already, and bring that left foot back to meet the right, coming into plank pose, lowering the hips a little bit, and on your exhale, lowering down completely. Untucking the toes and lifting up into cobra pose, squeezing the elbows towards your sides. Rise up. And exhale, release, curling the back toes under. Press yourself up into an all fours position. Bring the knees to one side and let your booty come down onto the mat. And we'll do some Janu Sirsasana pose, extending the left leg out straight, flexing in the left foot and bringing the right sole of foot to the inside of the left inner thigh, and we'll inhale, get tall, and exhale, fold over this left leg, keeping that foot flexed. We'll take 3 full breaths here in this pose. As you're ready, start to press yourself up, extending the right legs out straight, flexing through all 4 corners of the foot, bringing the left sole of foot now to the inside of the right inner thigh. Getting tall, inhale. And exhale, fold over this right leg. Three full breaths. On your next in-breath, start to press yourself up. And we'll start to set ourselves up for Savasana pose, extending one leg and then the other out straight, and lowering her back down onto the mat. And we'll bend in the knees, bring both feet flat on the mat, and adjust your hips so your back is rounded slightly. Taking a moment here. And now we'll shift our hips over to the right, extending the left leg straight out, bringing the left palm to the outside of that right knee and letting it guide the right knee over to the left. And maybe extend the right arm out and maybe gaze over the right shoulder in this supine twist. Inhale, come back to center. Bringing your hips back to center and then shifting them over to the left, extending the right leg out strong and straight. Bringing the right palm to the outside of that left knee and letting it guide the knee over to the right, opening the left arm out to the side, maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Taking full breaths here, feeling our belly rise and it sink as we exhale. Inhale, bring your knees bent both and pressing both of the feet into the mat. Adjust your hips back to center. Lengthen the legs out straight, letting the feet fall away from one another, rounding in the spine slightly so the low back touches the mat. Palms face up, closing the eyes. Savasana pose. Letting go of your control over the breath now, softening in the face, in the shoulders, and the legs and the hips. We'll stay here for a few more breaths. As you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Bringing one knee into the chest and then the other, giving yourself one last hug for today. And let your knees fall to the right, resting your head on your right forearm. Keeping the eyes closed, you can start to press yourself up. Coming back into a seated position and bringing the palms to touch at heart center. Dipping the chin slightly. And you can start to blink the eyes open and come back into the room. Thank you so much for joining me today for day 24 of our journey. I can't wait to see you tomorrow for day 25. From my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. If you liked today's class, please give this video a thumbs up and you can subscribe to my channel so you get notified every time I post a new upload and a new class. And if you'd like to support me further, you can go to the link in the drop box below and you can buy me a coffee and Sonia here a doggy cookie. From my heart to yours, namaste.